Hello and welcome to the Extended Greg YouTube channel. I'm Greg, and on today's show we're going to be taking a look at security cameras and the concepts that you need in order to install them for yourself. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about setting up a security camera and also what to take into account when choosing your camera as well as the overall system. So first let's talk about choosing a camera. So the two options are analog or IP. Now, analog is more for retrofit applications for upgrading older cameras. And IP is the current technology and is definitely recommended for new installations. IP is definitely advantageous because it uses Ethernet cabling opposed to coaxial cabling and is a lot easier to work with as well as a lot cheaper to get. So with IP, the choice becomes Wi-Fi or wired. Wi-Fi is easier to install and does not require drilling holes in the structure. It's good for renters and when the cameras are going to be temporary. The downside is that it needs a separate power supply. Wired Ethernet, on the other hand, is good for permanent installation where resistance to interference is important. So if your Wi-Fi signal isn't that good at home, it may not be that great to go with a Wi-Fi camera. Wired may be your best option. And it can also be used with PoE to power the camera as well, meaning you only need the single cable connection to the camera in order to get it up and running. So for storage, you have three options, which are local, cloud, and NVR. For local storage, it stores the video inside of the camera. It's easy installation because the camera is self-contained. But if the camera is taken, the recorded video is also gone. So let's talk about cloud storage. Blank and Ring cameras record their video to a cloud service on the internet. The cloud services are managed by the company, so it's a lot easier to set up. The video is stored off premises, but if the internet goes down, the recording stops. Finally, let's talk about NVR, which stands for Network Video Recorder. This stores the video on a hard drive for multiple cameras at the same time. It requires a direct connection from each camera, and can provide PoE power to the camera as well. It's the most complex setup, but also the most customizable. You control your own recording, so no one sees it unless you give it to them. And that can definitely add peace of mind, so that way you're not giving away your video or having it being seen by others without your explicit consent. So as to resolution, 1080p and 4K are recommended as of 2023. There are lower resolutions, but they're a lot less effective as a security camera because of how blocky and grainy the images can be. The higher the resolution, the more detail that will be in the recording. So you want to go with the highest possible. And it is more important to use a high resolution when shooting a large area to have enough detail to recognize faces. So let's talk about lenses and night vision. The wider the field of view, or FOV, the larger the area the camera can see. The wide FOV should be used when the camera is close up, and a narrow FOV should be used for viewing from a distance. It's kind of like a measure of the zoom of the camera itself. And night vision will use infrared to illuminate a dark area to allow the camera to see it without being visible to people. So it's definitely important if it's going to be placing the camera outside. During the night, if you don't have night vision, the camera will just show black, or just be a bunch of spots appearing randomly on the screen. So night vision will allow it to see almost as well as the daytime, but during the night, and it won't actually illuminate the area in a way that is visible to people. So it's an important consideration is the night vision performance of the camera that you get for how effective it will be if you're going to be using it outside. So for camera placement, try to see faces. You want to be able to identify exactly who's in the video to determine whether they're supposed to be there or not. You also don't want to leave blind spots. If you leave blind spots, then you potentially miss the action that you're interested in, and that can kind of defeat the purpose of having a camera if you can't see what's going on. You also want to shoot cameras at each other to prevent tampering. If you shoot two cameras at each other, neither of those cameras can be tampered with without the person being on video. So it's an important consideration to improve security as well as making sure that you don't leave any blind spots. So it's also important to make sure the cameras are visible. It can act as its own deterrent and make the individual second guess what they're about to do. And an important consideration is privacy. Don't place cameras in bedrooms or bathrooms, or any place where you might find that you'd be in a compromising situation if you had to show it to somebody else. Cameras should only see things on your property or on public property. Make sure you're not shooting your cameras into the houses of adjacent neighbors. It will definitely make them angry, and it can also be illegal in your area. Just some other notes to consider. Make sure you include signage around your property where you're recording. The threat of being recorded is usually enough to deter a bad actor from even attempting anything. And then battery backups are very important as well. You want to keep your cameras and your recorder running when the power is out. For cloud storage, you must also keep your router up too, otherwise the internet will go down and it won't be able to record. And if the cameras are powered by PoE or power over Ethernet, you only have to have power to the NVR or switch that provides that power, and can definitely be a lot easier instead of powering each camera individually. So thanks for watching the video today. I hope this helped you gain the confidence and insight that you need in order to choose your own security camera and decide on which is best for you. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And then hit that notification bell. That way you know the next time we're getting extended. So until then, take care.